Hi everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Day's Podcast along with a new video. So I have made a playlist for all of my commentary on Michael Jackson. Be sure to check it out, like and subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. And yes, I'll be talking about more topics and different albums, different artists over time. And it's been a journey. I truly appreciate it all. Be sure to check out Patreon. It is $5 a month, whether you are able to want to listen to it on Spotify for the same price or just go on to Patreon. Either way, you can be able to check it out there for anything exclusive. As far as videos go, and more, because I'm actually crafting a few more things. So today we are going to talk about Mariah Carey's album, Butterfly. So, this album is one of my favorite albums of all time. You're probably gonna hear me say that about a lot of albums because I love music, but this album, I've yet to really talk about because, to be honest with you, there's just so much of this album that I just was like, I want to make sure I can just talk about it and not have to worry about just the sake of just where I begin, how I begin. I just want to be able to talk about it. So let's talk about it. So, Butterfly is the 6th studio album by Mariah Carey, released on September 10th, 1997 by Columbia Records. The album contains both hip-hop and urban adult contemporary sounds, as well as some softer and more contemporary melodies. Throughout the project, Carey worked with various hip-hop producers and rappers, with collaborating with different people. Butterfly deviated from the adult contemporary sound of Mariah Carey's previous albums. So the thing about this album that stood out was previously Mariah had more of a pop sense with the public. So this was a dive into her experimenting and saying, I'm, dipping into more R&B, more hip-hop, having more of a sense that I can do more than just pop, if you will. The album was recorded from January till July of 1997, so all throughout 97 this album was inspired. And 97 was a time, I missed that time. Much more simple and I just missed that time. With Butterfly, Carey continued the transition that began with previous album Daydream, 1995, which pushed her further into the R&B and hip-hop market and away from the pop background of her previous work. Carey was able to reflect her creative maturity and evolution in the album's writing and recording. Carey writes in the booklet of her 12th studio album, Memoirs of an Imperfect Angel, 2009, that she considers Butterfly her magnum opus and a turning point in both her life and career. So, similar to Janet with Velvet Rope, Mariah Carey was in the same mode where it was like, I need to shift things, I need to change. I am gonna show skin, like just as with Janet, like I'm gonna just be more of a woman now. I'm going towards my 30s. I just, that's where she was feeling at the time. And 5 singles were released from the album, 2 worldwide commercial singles, and 3 limited release singles. Honey, the album's lead single, topped the charts in Canada and in the US, and reached the top 5 in New Zealand, Spain, and the United Kingdom. The album's 5th and final single, My All, became a top 10 hit throughout Europe and topped the charts in the United States. To promote the album, Carey embarked on the Butterfly World Tour, which visited Australia, Japan, and Taiwan. with one show in the U.S. Butterfly was nominated for 3 Grammy Awards at the 40th Annual Grammy Awards. Butterfly received acclaim from music critics, many of whom embraced Carey's musical transition. Reviewers complimented the album for its mature sound and production, as well as Carey's musical direction. Though released during Carey's heavily publicized conflict with Sony, the album became an international commercial success, topping the album's charts in many countries, including Australia, Canada, Greece, Japan, the Netherlands, as well as the United States. It was certified 5 times platinum in the US and received the Million Award in Japan. Globally, Butterfly has sold over 10 million copies. It's a legendary album, you know, and at the time, like I was saying with Aaliyah and Janet and more women that I am going to be speaking on when it comes to their music and artistry, there was a shift where women said, enough's enough. These men need to get it together, or I'm gonna get it together for them. I can't do this no more. You know, like, and they poured their griefs, their depression, their traumas, their anxieties. They let us know in their music, I have to do better, I have to change, I have to shift this sense of myself for people to understand I'm going to grow and I'm going to make more of me better, you know, and it's why we have Heartbreaker, it's why we have Charm Bracelet and the emancipation of Mimi when she was able to say I'm back and really, you know, dip further with MC Squared and the album I just spoke on, the Memoirs of an Imperfect Angel. You know, she kept going, child, and yeah, it's perseverance is real, and when you know that you gotta just keep going, you just gotta keep going. Yeah, Carey began working on Butterfly in January 1997. During the album's development in mid-1997, Carey separated from her husband, music executive Tommy Mottola, who had guided her career since 1990. Carey's increasing control over her own career had led to speculation in the press over the future of the couple, and they later divorced. And I can do a Patreon on Mariah Carey. I just know there's a lot similar to Michael that is still kind of just going on. So I only want to speak on the things that we can talk about, be able to digest and be able to relate to, and still say alleged too on the Patreon and Spotify. So throughout the development of the album and a departure from her previous style, she worked with various rappers and hip-hop producers, of course Sean Combs, Q-Tip, Missy Elliott, track masters. Critics saw Carey's new production team as a form of revenge on Mottola. Carey denied taking a radically new direction and insisted that the musical style of her new album was of her own choosing. Yeah, she's black too. So it's just like, what? And it's not that it's anyone's business, and it's not that she was ashamed, and it's not at the time that she was, you know, not open with it. I think at the time, she was more or less just wanting to make sure creatively and on a business side, she was able to just flourish, not have to think twice too much on certain things. There was just a lot going on, allegedly. Nevertheless, Carey resented the control that Sony, whose president was Mottola, exercised over her career or over her music, preventing her from making music about which she was passionate. In contrast, Sony was concerned Carey, their best-selling act, could jeopardize her future success through her actions. The pressure of the separation and constant press attention began to take its toll on Carey. Growing creative differences ended a working relationship after, after a lot of the albums that she's already released so far, just the 4 and 5 so far. So it's just like the breaking point came after a heated argument during a long recording session over the album's musical direction. Carey also faced media criticism over her choice of producers, and several newspapers linked Carey romantically to several rappers, suggesting these relationships influenced her decisions. However, Carey denied the allegations, stating that she only had slept with her husband. And yes, that I agree. I feel as though because of the way the album, let's look at the album cover real quick. She has a butterfly in her hand, and because yeah, that's her left hand. So I'm making sure it's right. So she's like this, and she's looking at you, and just crop top, stomach, and just, yeah, just get into me, and it's very, it's natural. And I think what it was is just, they just felt like, wow, like she's really letting it go, huh? And it's like, what? Like, she's just getting started. You can just wait until you see rainbow. Happy Pride Month. But it's a shame, because she wasn't doing any of that. She really just wanted to make better music. She wanted to make more music. And it's not that she wasn't already making better music. She just wanted to propel and just make more music and just do it in a way that she just didn't have to feel like she couldn't. And that's how most artists really would want to do their music. They want to do their music that way, even if it means that they go independent. Butterfly was first released on September 10th, 1997 in Japan and Taiwan. It was unconventionally released on Thursday, September 11th in the United Kingdom, and September 12th in the rest of the year in the rest of Europe. Columbia released it on September 16th in the United States. It was issued as an LP, cassette, compact disc, and a mini disc, depending on the country. So I had the CD. I had the LP. I had the cassette too. Actually, I had the cassette here. And I remember just flipping it and just, oh, what a time, what a time, what a time. In the United States, Columbia also issued a cassette CD package set, the first such configuration by a record label. I probably got that. I think I may have got the CD and the tape at the same time. I don't remember, I was 3. But I enjoyed it. I loved that album. Yeah. She worked with different artists and just went off, literally. Wrote down. Like, just let's get into the track list. Let's just get into the track list. Because she wrote everything. Well, the one song with Prince, The Beautiful Ones, that's written by Prince. He allowed it. He said, I'm going to allow this, okay? He loved her. And that was another thing too. Even Elton John is in this, the Butterfly reprise. All right, let me just go in order. I'm sorry. This is interesting, okay? So yes, track 1 is Honey. Track 2 is Butterfly. Track 3 is My All. Track 4 is The Roof. Track 5 is 4th of July. Track 6 is Breakdown. Track 7 is Baby Doll. The first 7 tracks, the ones I just said, if any of them or all of them mean something to you in the order that they're in, you love it. You love it, and that's how I feel. There's no skips to that. When I said each song, you felt each song. You knew what honey was. Yeah, can't be elusive with you. You know what honey is. Butterfly, spread your wings and prepare to fly. There's no lyrics or nothing in front of me. This is fan work here. Okay. My all, the roof. See, my all is such a big ballad. It's such a big ballad. I'd give my all to have just one more night with you. Just listen, she's letting you know, I need this man. Okay. The roof. Now that that song, the way that piano comes in, you already know what you just know what time it is. It's time to listen. Listen. And the thing is, that song hits anywhere. It hits definitely at night, especially if it's raining, because it's raining in the music video. But it just in real life, it hits at night. Nice cold air, or even just in your room, it hits. It just hits. Period. It's just a great song. Just her vocals and it's one of my favorite songs from her ever. Just oh my god, just great song. 4th of July. The 4th of July is gonna be next month. This is going to be a very fitting song on that day, because it's just, when you listen to 4th of July, you can see the sense of just how she's gotten a little older, or may have just started to really jump into this era from Daydream, because it's just so fresh and just so new. And you can just hear the sake that, she knows what she's doing. This is album 6. Hello, similar to Janet. It's album 6. Album 7. Whichever number that coincides for whichever artist. When they get to a certain number of albums, I know what I'm doing. Okay, just let me work. Let me get it out there. Okay, and then with Breakdown, that's the breakup song. That's the song that, you got away in most cases, or, they left you, but you don't realize you got away from just the song. Because it's just, why am I going through something like this and you leave? And I'm the one that feels as though I should have left you. But now I'm distraught, because regardless of how it all ended, I'm over it. She's saying I'm trying not to be nonchalant about it. I'm trying not to give a fuck, but bitch, I'm upset. Why the fuck did you do that to me? who and then have to have Crazy Bone and Wishbone going off in the background. Yes, for real. And then yes, from her being married, it's yes. I hate the fact and then she's feeling like I took the time to just try and figure things out, and just she was, yeah. I'm gonna give this energy too with a lot of breakup songs, because they were feeling it. Why the fuck did you think that was okay? Why did you think that was even? They're not me. They could never be me. And in her sense, I'm Mariah fucking Carey. I want them to hit a fucking high note like they chirping. Okay? In a great way too. I want them to freaking give me a whistle note. Come on. For real. So Baby Doll, that's just the complete opposite, where it's just You like somebody. They like you. You told them where you'll be. And they ain't even been around. And you waiting. You just want to just go off on them, give them all of what you want to give them and what you want them to give you. And yeah, it's just as simple as that. I want to be your baby doll, wrap me up nice and tight, love me all through the night. And yeah, I already Missy went off. Yes. And it's just, you didn't, the honesty in this song, it's real. And she's talking about just chilling, I'm watching TV, I'm just feeling myself, I'm just here saying to myself, like, where you at? Like, what? Like, like, why is it difficult for me to be all of what you need right now? At 2:11, stressing. That's what she's saying. You know, and I mean, she ain't heard from the person in a while. Still haven't called me. Okay, like nah. But she like, and the thing is, and I'm glad I was able to speak on Missy in such a positive light, because I always will. This was in the midst of Missy working with, well, after, I should say, Aaliyah, and in the midst of working with other artists and groups. Destiny's Child was coming into the scene as well. And so, you know, it's just, you started to see that people that were collaborating because later in life they knew it was a testament not on their bond, what they made, but residuals, like royalties. Like, hello, like, we did that together, we get paid. Like, let's spend our money, let's save our money, let's make our money be something important. You know, and I think that's what a lot of people need to just focus on now, like just making things not even just a collective, but also just a performative, like something that could be better for all of us. Close My Eyes, that's more of her looking back on herself. And she said, maybe I grew up a little too soon. And her saying this in her late 20s is reflective, because she didn't have children yet at this time. I don't have children yet at the time that I'm in right now. So, you know, you kind of just be like, you know what? I know I'm doing good, and I may have felt like I wasn't, but I am. And she just was really just looking back at herself and just realizing, like, you know, gotta keep moving despite everything. Whenever You Call, very, very great song. Of course, the vocal ability, just, she was giving us runs, okay? Whenever You Call. The piano, like I said, this is when the piano just be hitting, you already know which song. Like, a lot of songs have that. A lot of songs have a distinct way of how they start. And so, when you hear it, you just know. All right, we get into this song, okay? Let's get into it. We know how it made us feel. Fly Away, Butterfly Reprise. That's its own song. It gives like an EDM, you know, rave, and spread your wings and prepare to fly. Yeah, I know it. Listen, the Beautiful Ones, Prince cover featuring Drew Hill. You know, it was a great duet. Drew Hill was really coming into the scene at the time. It's 7 minutes long, you know. And then there's Outside. I think Outside is underrated. It's slept on. Because she's pretty much letting you know, like, you know, I'm going to keep going from here. Like, you know, there's a lot of things that I didn't realize before, but I know now. But yeah, there was remixes. And Me Toto, which is an extra bonus track that was on the Latin bonus track edition. On the 25th anniversary expansion edition, there's, of course, whatever you call it, Brian McKnight, The Roof, which Brandy had did a feature with her on, Butterfly Live, The Late Show with David Letterman, acapella for 4th of July and Outside. She collectively wanted to make sure that over time we would have a sense of her that was changing, that was evolving, that was raw and real. Not that it takes away from anything she's done previously, but a real moment in her life where it's like, from here, y'all my fans, we about to shift gears here. And I'm gonna be standing and I'm gonna have the mic, but I'm gonna put a little bit of to it. We gonna move around and have more going on in these next eras, and she stayed true to that. But yes, number 1 on the US 200, number 3 on the R&B and hip hop, UK R&B number 1, UK dance number 2, UK albums number 2, Australian number 1, and Japan just went straight number 1. Japan was just loving her, period, especially when she went to see them. But yes, it went 10 million worldwide, and it's really one of the best albums that I believe she's ever came out with. My favorite album from her, if we're all the way real. Like, I love Daydream, I love Music Box, I love all of her recent projects. I love just all of her albums pretty much. But as far as a favorite album, if there was a favorite album where I'm like, no, there's no skips, just put this on, I'm good, it would be this one. It would be this one. In my mind, I was battling between Daydream and Butterfly, but I'm like, no. When 97 was really, coming in, and the fall came and she was talking about Honey, and the album came, I was like, oh my God. And not even long after, actually a few weeks later, I'm getting The Velvet Rope, and it's like, okay, my queen's out, like, period, like, so this is my favorite album from Mariah, as opposed to Janet. My favorite album is The Velvet Rope. So that's the end of our episode and video, and I will be back with more.